The thing that truly transformed my life was the morning routine. I'm just going to go run through what my morning routine used to be. Before I discovered self-improvement, before I discovered anything, before I started doing any good habits, let me just tell you what my morning routine was like, okay? I wake up around 7:30. I'm a morning person, so I'm going to wake up at 7:30. Then immediately after getting out of, I'll sit in bed for a little bit, just kind of roll around, and immediately I'll grab my phone, start scrolling and watching stupid YouTube shorts or whatever. Then I'll go downstairs, eat some like gross processed food like cereal or whatever. Go back upstairs and continue to watch YouTube videos. I do this until about lunchtime. I guess my mom will usually start yelling at me, like, get off YouTube, you've been on for like 5 hours. Lunchtime, I wouldn't even really eat lunch. I wanted to make my lunch as quick as possible. So I literally just like get strips of bacon, heat them up, and that would be my lunch. That's all I'd eat is like those stupid microwavable bacon. That's it. After that, I continue to watch YouTube. Maybe I'll watch some TV if I'm feeling fancy. Not even step foot outside. Not see the sun the whole day. Then go to bed. This is my morning routine. My whole day, really. For years. How do you think I felt? How do you think my life was for that? Not great. So I'm going to give you a quick rundown of what I like to think of as the best morning routine for a beginner. Of course, I do a more advanced version of this. It's a little different, but I'm experimenting with different forms of morning routine, but this is the beginner version, okay? Wake up pretty early, okay? You don't want to sleep in because your brain actually works much more optimally, at least most people. Your brain works more optimally in the morning when you haven't made a bunch of decisions and you haven't done a bunch of things. There's a very important concept I want to speak about, and that is the concept that I think a man named Hamza, he came up with this concept, so I'm going to just kind of use this in this video. And it's a concept of brain points. You see, your brain, think of your mind like an XP bar in Minecraft. And every task that you do will drain that experience. Of course, in Minecraft, every task you do doesn't drain that experience, but you get my point. You're draining your brain points. Every decision that your brain makes, it gets a little harder and harder for your brain to make the next decision. It's a very interesting concept. So, wake up early. Because that means your mind has the best, most optimal brain points. So your mind has made fewer decisions. So you want to wake up early, and the first thing you want to do, before your brain has made a bunch of decisions or whatever, first thing you want to do is you want to a task I like to call eat the frog. So if you woke up in the morning, all right, this is the concept I'm trying to teach here. If you're sitting at dinner, okay, and I walk up to you and I hand you a live frog. I believe I've already talked about this concept in the past in my videos, but I'm just going to repeat it. And I hand you a live frog and said, you have to eat this frog or eat this frog or all your money in your bank account's going to be gone. Eat this frog or your family's going to die or whatever, right? You have to eat this frog. And you're going to eat this frog either before or after dinner. It's your choice. Before or after. It's up to you. Now, wise people. See, if you answer this question, you can write it in the comments if you want or whatever. But if you answer this question, I know if you're going to be successful or not based on how you answer this question. If you answer the question with after, you might not make it that far in life unless you change your mentality and how you see work and how you approach work. Now, if you answer before, you're smart, okay? If you answer before, that's without a doubt the correct answer here. Because, think about it, right? You eat the frog before you get it over with. You're done. And then you get to enjoy this nice meal, this nice dinner. But if you eat after, what's going to happen is you're eating your meal and you're like looking over there, flying like, ugh, gross, I don't want to eat the frog. And you finish the meal, you don't even really enjoy it because you're not fully present with the food. You're just focused on how gross the frog's going to taste. Then you eat the frog and then you're like, oh, it's gross. And you don't even have anything to cleanse your palate. All you've done is eaten this live frog. I want you to apply this exact same concept to work. In the morning, when you have the most amount of brain points, you haven't done anything, I want you to do the most important and most difficult task. This morning, I woke up early, and the first thing I did, as soon as I rolled out of bed, I started to script this exact video. That is the power of the morning routine. Because now I'm done with the scripting of this video. The hardest part's done, right? Because I find this recording... For me, recording is kind of fun, right? I kind of enjoy this. So the most difficult part of these videos is scripting them and coming up with the video ideas. That's already done. I did this first thing in the morning. So you want to wake up early, and the first thing you want to do is eat the frog. Get that hard task done immediately. Then what you want to do is I like to do a little bit of exercise. Usually some light exercise just to kind of get my blood flowing and all that good stuff. So just drop down on your floor, do a couple push-ups. If you're an absolute beginner, never do this, drop down on the floor, do a couple push-ups. If you can't do a push-up, do a couple of crunches or sit-ups or bodyweight squats or whatever you want to do. Drop down and do some exercise. It's extremely healthy for your body because this is how humans are meant to live. We're meant to go on a hunt in the morning. We're meant to exercise early in the day. Again, like the brain points before, exercise is hard. It's a difficult thing. So get it done quickly in the morning. Then I take a cold shower. Cold shower has all sorts of benefits. I'm not going to explain it in the video because I've already made a full video about cold exposure. You can look it up. You can look up a Wild Man Guide to Cold Exposure or whatever. Cold shower. Then I'll meditate. And then I'll sit down and do a little bit of deep work, and then I do my normal morning routine, brush my teeth, all that stuff. That is the optimal morning routine. Getting the hardest task of the day done. Notice the first 3 things that you do is whatever difficult task it is. If you're a student and you have a test that day, maybe the difficult task is doing the review problems for the test, or just studying in general. First thing you're doing, the hardest thing you can do in the whole day, get it done first in the morning because then the whole day is better. Then the second hardest thing you're going to do, and the second hardest thing you can do, is probably exercise. Exercise is hard. So get that done. Go for a run. Do whatever you want. Do some exercise first in the morning. Then you get back and do a cold shower. That's very difficult, and you're going to get it done first thing in the morning. That is how powerful this morning routine is. The 3 hardest things you can do in a day, you're getting it done first thing, so the whole day feels easier. That is the difference. This video's getting pretty long, so I'm going to get out of here. Don't have dreams, have goals, and stay wild, my friend.